Happy Thursday morning, March 25th, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Thursday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Thursday morning, so let's begin. First up, we're going to take a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. Let's take a look at those right now. And here is a look at those COVID-19 numbers for all of you. Here in New Hampshire, there are 81,521 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. There are 1,228 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire, and there are 70 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And that is a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. For new COVID-19 deaths, 6 from earlier month announced as cases continue to climb. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Summit Packaging Systems is hiring for all shifts. Summit knows stability, security, and growth are extremely valuable. You'll develop skills to succeed and earn steady income and benefits. Apply online at summitpackagingsystems.com/careers today.
Okay, this is the second day in a row that New Hampshire has more than 300 new cases, and the fifth day in the past week. There are now more than 2,600 active cases, the highest number in nearly a month. There are also 10 new deaths to report tonight, although DHHS says 6 of those happened before this month and were only recently confirmed as being related to COVID-19. The amount of New Hampshire patients recovered from COVID-19 has dropped slightly to 95%.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man accused of swapping out children's retinol for unknown substance. Take a look at this report. And if you want to read this article again, we will share it with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page right after this broadcast. House Finance Division approves plan to limit governor's power to declare emergencies. Amendment to budget Taylor bill would require legislature's approval for the first 21 days of declaration by governor. Take a look at this report. And if you want to read this report again, we will share this report with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page right after this broadcast. After spike in COVID-19 cases, St. Anselm College pivots to remote classes. Kobe Sawyer moves in person. School officials say response plans effective. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Summit Packaging Systems is hiring for all shifts. Summit knows stability, security, and growth are extremely valuable. You'll develop skills to succeed and earn steady income and benefits. Apply online at summitpackagingsystems.com/careers today. Instead of heading home for Easter next Wednesday, St. Anselm College students are being asked to leave campus by the end of day tomorrow and pivot to remote classes. That's because a 3% COVID positivity rate isn't budging.
Given our case count right now, and given the our ability to contain that, and our capacity for isolation spaces, all of those things, we've decided to take a pause.
It's the latest school to pivot after a surge in cases. Colby Sawyer's nearly 900 students back in class today after a week and a half remote. The peak of 55 new weekly cases dropping to 8 by Monday.
We have face-to-face learning. So we had no classes on Monday. We went remote on Tuesday and then face-to-face. And then students will be able to use the dining center today, whereas prior to it was a grab-and-go method.
Acting on response plans and testing continue to be key.
Moving forward, the college plans to test all students weekly throughout the remainder of the semester.
St. Anselm students likely returning to campus the Wednesday after Easter.
Given the incubation period of the virus, we're going to test once everybody, and then we'll test everyone again.
Cases at UNH have actually dropped since a jump last week without the need to pivot, and that's because the town of Durham and the university have cracked down on off-campus parties. We're live in Portsmouth. Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire is set to announce when anyone age 16 or older can get a COVID-19 vaccine. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
What is there not to love about Franklin Pierce?
The Pierce Promise New Hampshire Scholarship Program is new at Franklin Pierce for high school.
The news so many in New Hampshire have been waiting to hear. And tomorrow, Governor Chris Sununu plans to announce when all Granite Staters 16 and older will be eligible for a vaccine. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Monica Hernandez.
And I'm Tom Griffith. It comes weeks after the Biden administration called on all states to make everyone eligible by May 1st. And so far, only 4 states have done that: Alaska, Mississippi, Utah, and West Virginia. Georgia will start tomorrow.
About 1,000 vaccine slots are actually still open on Sunday at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the state's super site, putting on its second mass vaccination clinic this weekend.
WMUR Charisse LeClaire is live tonight with the details on vaccines and the timeline ahead.
Well, tomorrow we are expected to learn more about when anyone 16 and up can get their COVID-19 vaccine, as state officials say registrations in Phase 2B appear to be slowing down.
But just a couple of months ago, it was really hard to get an appointment. Now we're saying, please book our appointments.
About 125,000 appointments are open all across the state, including the hundreds at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Those leading the state's vaccine efforts say it's become more of a challenge to fill those.
It's not filling up as fast as it has before. We still have 1,000 or more appointments available for Sunday. We do want to get those booked.
Perry Plummer says the easiest way to do that is to search Loudoun zip code when you're looking for appointments 03307. We're hearing from viewers it's listed as New Hampshire's super site in the list of options. So far, about 105,000 people eligible in Phase 2B have registered.
We know that the bulk of people in this phase that want to get vaccinated have been able to secure an appointment or register. We encourage everybody to, if you haven't decided to get vaccinated yet, please think about getting vaccinated for your own health and for the health of others.
He says when vaccine registrations begin to slow down, that's when they know it's time to move on to the next phase.
The most important thing is people get a chance to get vaccinated in their age group and in their bracket and their phase that's eligible.
At tomorrow's governor's weekly press briefing, we're expected to learn more about when those 16 and up can get their shots. Currently, phases 3A, those younger than 50 with medical vulnerabilities, and 3B, the general public, are scheduled to get vaccines in May and beyond. Now, the governor said in a statement today, in the very near future, every Granite Stater over 16 will be able to get their vaccine. Reporting live, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. After losing her daughter, New Hampshire teacher has baby boy at 57 years old. Let's take a listen to that video from NBC 10 Boston.
Introducing Beauty Rest Black. Here, sleep is the ultimate luxury.
Beauty Rest Micro Diamond Infused Air Cool Memory Foam makes sleep the ultimate luxury. Get no interest financing till February 2026.
Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
A New Hampshire teacher has become one of the oldest women in the country to have a baby. Barbara Higgins is 57 years old. Her son, Jack, was born at Concord Hospital on Saturday. His mom proving that dreams really can come true, and in this case, quite literally. NBC 10's Catherine Underwood has the story.
I wouldn't normally ask this, but tell me how old you are.
I'm 57.
I'm proud of it, right?
Yes.
And she should be.
That's Jack walking by.
At 57 years old, Concord, New Hampshire resident Barbara Higgins gave birth to a healthy baby boy named Jack.
We beat the odds. And I'm so proud of her. She's been a trooper through the whole thing.
As a lifelong athlete, Higgins says her third pregnancy was easy, thanks to good genes.
We live to be 100, but we climb mountains and ski well into our 90s.
And an active lifestyle.
So I do a lot of weight training and all of that crazy CrossFit stuff that you hear about.
But before arriving at this moment, Higgins and her husband Kenny had to endure the crushing loss of a child back in 2016.
Molly was 13, had an undiagnosed brain tumor and died very suddenly.
While working through that grief, Higgins became consumed with the thought of getting pregnant again.
I started having these dreams that I should have a child, and of course I thought, okay, Barbara, that's a little crazy.
But Kenny was on board, and after finding an IVF clinic in Boston that would treat a woman in her 50s, they decided to go for it.
Here he is. Sound asleep.
As a mother who's lost a daughter, Higgins knows all too well that tomorrow isn't promised.
Nobody can give birth to a baby and know with a certainty that they will see that baby grow up.
So to the people wondering why a couple in their 50s would bring a baby into the world,
So happy.
Higgins and her husband ask, why not?
Who knows how I'll be in 10 years, but who knows how you'll be in 10 years? And why should Jack not get to be alive just because I'm old?
And Higgins tells me she's also hoping that she is a bit of encouragement for all the women out there struggling to get pregnant right now. She's hoping her story is proof that age is truly just a number. In Concord, New Hampshire, Catherine Underwood, NBC 10 Boston.
Okay, and there you go on
Introducing
that video and that report. Awesome video. Congratulations to Barb Higgins. Investigators search for mass shooting motive. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Wednesday night. We have a lot to get to, and we're going to begin tonight with the investigation into the deadly rampage in Boulder. 10 lives lost. The suspect, Ahmad Alyssa, now facing 10 counts of murder, now set to appear in court. Tonight here, we're learning more about his life from friends, acquaintances, describing alleged anger issues, among other things. Tonight, chilling new details from inside that store, from survivors, witnesses who saw it all play out. The woman who lost a colleague, thanking the SWAT teams for saving her, but what she witnessed. The FBI on the scene of the attack, others visiting the suspect's family home, where it's been reported he lived with his parents. It comes amid an outpouring of grief, people drawn to the site, holding close to one another. A makeshift memorial growing at the fence now surrounding the supermarket parking lot. And late today, the somber procession just before we came on tonight for slain officer Eric Talley, the husband and father of 7. And tonight here, we pay tribute to the 10 people who were lost. So many lives cut short. They were loved, and they left an indelible mark on their community. And you will hear from their loved ones right here tonight. ABC's chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, leading us off at the scene again tonight.
Tonight, that solemn procession, a motorcade bearing the casket of slain officer Eric Talley. crowds lining the route. His accused killer, 21-year-old Ahmed Alisa, in jail tonight after surrendering to police who led him limping and handcuffed to an ambulance. Tomorrow, he makes his first court appearance, facing 10 counts of first-degree murder. Investigators are working to unravel a motive here, scouring the crime scene for clues, trying to piece together why that location and whether the gunman was targeting someone specific. Alisa lived in this suburban house, and according to family members, in that police affidavit, he had been acting strangely in the days leading up to the shooting, fiddling with this AR-style gun, and they suggested that he had suffered from some sort of mental health issue. He is a U.S. citizen who came here from Syria as a 3-year-old. High school classmates reportedly describing him as pleasant, but also quick to anger. They tell the Denver Post he once threatened to kill his peers. Sources tell ABC News investigators have developed a picture of an angry man with a short fuse and very possibly underlying psychiatric problems. And they're trying to learn if he had any connection to political groups, whether he became radicalized online. They're looking through his electronic devices, examining his social media.
He's in the store, guys.
Tonight, survivors of the attack now grappling with a new reality.
Now I wake up every night to, gunshots, and I can't sleep.
Is that what happens when you close your eyes at night, that you see
I just
where
wake
you
up.
were
I
and
wake
hear the
up
gunfire?
to gunfire. I wake up. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow.
Darcy Lopez managed the cheese counter at King Soopers. That's her in the red coat, holding on to the employee right in front of her, being escorted to safety. When the shooting started, she immediately dropped to the ground and crawled into a cabinet.
I was cramped into a little ball. We were just waiting for a gunman to come around the corner and end it and shoot us. I just said to myself, if this is the world that I live in, just take me. Just take me. I don't want to live in this world. Something's got to give. Something's got to change. We have to stop this. And so I was just ready to die.
And then the SWAT team arrived. What was that moment like, seeing that SWAT officer?
Such relief. It's like, I'm not going to die. I'm saved. Thank you.
But Darcy can't stop thinking about her coworkers who didn't make it. 25-year-old Ricky Olds.
Just a kid. Braids, flannel shirts, just a spunky kid.
And 20-year-old Denny Stong, the youngest victim. His mother also worked at the store. Darcy says she saw her just moments after the shooting.
I just saw her getting on the bus looking for her kid. Where's Denny? Where's Denny? And she couldn't find him.
Such a close community, and Matt Gutman from Boulder again tonight. And Matt, I know investigators now trying to piece together what the suspect was doing in those crucial days leading up to this awful attack.
David, they do, and they want to know who he spoke to and what they talked about. And piecing those last days together is especially critical because police say Alisa has refused to cooperate with them. And we're going to get our first glimpse of him tomorrow. But right now, this community is focused mostly on mourning. You can tell by that sprawling memorial behind me. And tonight, this city is going to hold its first candlelight vigil to remember the victims. David.
All right, Matt Gutman leading us off tonight from Boulder. Matt, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Thank you for joining us for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.